The governor of Papua New Guinea's Inga province has signalled around 80,000 people in Porgera Valley face starvation following last month's massive landslide. Sir Peter Ipata says access to Porgera mine is still cut off, hampering the flow of supplies, goods and services. Lydia Lewis spoke with a community leader on the ground. Miok Michael says starvation is a real threat.
Definitely, that's a big outcry from the Porgera. Because of the landslide, there is no food being supplied to the Porgera area, and still they are crying for the road link to Porgera.
Are you getting any indication of how much food people have left?
What I know from was there were some food being airlifted to the Porgera site, the mine site where about 18,000 people being affected. So they're airlifting some food supplies to the site, but that's really expensive. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to build that temporary road to the other side of the where the mine is, and 18,000 people are. So due to the landslide and blockage of the road, there is no food supply to the people living in that area. So that has been a great concern, and the committee on the ground is still working around the clock to at least have a temporary road to supply food to the affected people at the other side of the road or landslide.
Why has it taken this long to try and implement a temporary bypass?
I think so far what I know is it's due to the misinformation and no proper communication between the local people on the ground as well as the provincial and the national disaster committee. So that has been a challenge since the landslide, and it needs a proper communication, a vocal point to communicate with from the provincial disaster committee as well as national disaster committee as well. So they need appropriate communication to be made to deliver what is required. Currently, a lot of donor fundings, donor relief supports from different organizations have come in, and it's people are still on the site where the landslide is, and there have been a temporary relief center has been built at the site close to the landslide area, and the provincial disaster community team is responding to the local affected people on the ground. And just today, they have obviously opened different routes. The road leading to the mine site has been blocked, so they are trying to open a different route from the before the mine landslide, which can reach to the mine site, which can also be helpful to the people after the landslide area. So that's what recently happened today, and there's been no long-term or recovery plan that been made yet. Still, provincial government has announced, the National Disaster Committee have announced the people to move out of the area, the affected area, because the land is still unstable, and people are just still living around that virginity. But the provincial disaster committee is advising the affected people around the community to move out of the area because the land is still unstable.
And why aren't people moving?
That may be due to some community issues as well. But what I can say is there's no temporary relocation plan being made to the affected people. So that's what's causing the delay.
And what is the latest on the number of people who have been buried in the landslide? Have there been any other, what are the latest tales of survival, or what is happening now?
So far, only 5 people were dug out from the landslide area, and the hundreds are still buried, and the provincial disaster committee and the national disaster committee declared that the disaster area, the landslide area, as a mass burial zone. So far there is no other dead bodies being dug out yet. we have only 6 dead bodies has been dug out since the landslide. So the area has been declared the burial site, and the land, as I've said, the land is still unstable for people to move around.
And the national census is underway. How are people who are trapped on the other side being counted? How is the census progressing in Inga?
I think definitely it's going to be a big challenge. There is no temporary route for car to travel to actually or be counted in the census program that is currently underway, and that's going to be a challenge. But if they can build the road quickly, it will be accessible and the census can be conducted quickly. But it's another challenge I had for the committee and the people involved.
What is needed now?
What is really needed now is appropriate plan for the affected people. So those plan that can accommodate for the resettlement, appropriate building, rebuilding of those necessary service that benefits the people, the health centers, schools that need to be rebuilt for cater for the future of the kids as well as the future of the community. So the entire 3 villages were buried, and the committee in charge and the authority people on the ground need to plan forward and come up with an appropriate plan to cater for the future of the people and the community.